Starting the stream, starting the stream, starting the stream, starting the stream, starting the stream. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Anime Freak, and welcome to another episode of Drawn Performance, where an amateur like me shows you exactly what to do, or more likely, what you should not do. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, how are you today? Sonic MLP fan? Oi, dude. How are you today, Sonic MLP fan? The art stream was chosen by you on Twitter, the official Twitter poll that I held, and the art stream won out. Thought there'd be more votes. Just 2 votes. Start watching for those polls. I'm going to start posting them more often. So how is everyone today? Give people a chance to respond to that question. I'm looking down here at my tablet. I got a Hue 1 tablet with a not exactly sophisticated light pen. It's just a pressure pen with a little nib in it. It's not exactly all that fancy, but it's the most I got. Great, and you, says Sonic MLP fan. I am fine. I'm here with my Richard Williams The Animated Survival Kit. And what we're going to be looking at today is the short film that I am currently working on, which is called A Child's Tale. Now, as you can see, I've got my first board. This is just boarding right here. This is not the actual animation. This is just boarding. I got 3 layers. I got background. I got the second main character, I guess you'd say. No, the first main character. Yeah, what am I talking about? The boy, and then we have death right here. Everyone needs a little death in their life. Eventually, everyone gets a little death in their life, no matter what they think about it at the time. There we go. So to show you basically what I'm thinking of is this. I'm just gonna hit play on my board. This is Krita, by the way. We currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 frames, and I'm gonna be playing this demo at 3 frames per second. So here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. There we go. Gets up. So what happens is right here is that Death is sort of keeping the sand. He's watching the sand run out of his palm. Like it's the lifespan of someone. A really short lifespan. Comes and he tilts his hand more and more and more. Right here. And then we cut to the front. And this is the big sand pile where everything comes in. And as his hand gets more and more empty, he tilts it more and more upward. And then finally, it tilts up entirely. All the sand drops out. And then drops this little boy up from the living world. Lands on the sand, big mountain of sand there. Sort of slides his way down. See the sand sliding down there. Cut back to him. See him contemplating throughout these frames. Then we see him get up. These 3 frames were a bit of a bitch to animate. What we're going to do is we're going to continue. I'm going to be working on this. Feel free to ask questions. I'll be looking at it every once in a while, but I'm going to continue this work. He gets up entirely in this next frame, so I just need to animate death. The backgrounds are just going to be relatively vague. So let's see here. He's going to get all the way up. So I need to place another frame. There we go. And I need to turn on the onion skin so I can see the previous frame and know what the hell it is I am doing. Now, why is it doing that? Ah, that's right. That's why it's doing that. Never mind. All right. Go back to the previous layers and it's up here now. They updated that out of the previous version. There we go. Now I must draw him standing all the way up. Right now he's in sort of that crouching position. His knee is right here. So we're going to keep that logic. Put the action line. As he's getting up, he's sort of popping out his chest like so. There we go. So that means the hips are now up around here and further out because we're following this line upwards. His knee's still going to be right here. And now this knee is going to be right around under here. We're trying to match the same length of the leg. There we go. There we are. There get a rough idea where all that is. And how long is his torso? About yay much. I'm measuring with my hand here. Which means the shoulders are not going to be in view. However, the elbow is. The elbow will be where the shoulder is now. And vice versa. And his arm's a little up because you get up and you do that sort of stretch thing with your arm, then it comes back down. So his arm is coming back down like so. Draw his chest in here. It's a bit long. No, it's the same. It's the same length. That's right. I immediately went for what I drew before. My brain then said, no, don't do that. Don't do what you did before. This is animation we're talking about. Why would you draw the same thing again? My hand gets tired during this stuff. So here we are. Draw out the... Now it's been about a week since I worked on this. So I am going to be a bit rusty at it. Drawing these characters. Plus, it's not exactly drawing the characters. I've not designed these characters. I'm just trying to get a sense of how it's going to look, where everything's going to be, how everything's going to be, and what everyone is going to be doing. So draw my wireframes, like so. Wireframes, he calls it. In 2D animation. In 2D animation, a wireframe. Yes, damn it, a wireframe in a 2D animation. The basic drawing principles. Little structure underneath the groin right there. The separation of the leg muscle going in. The gluteus maximus connection up here. And I forget the name of this muscle. So here we are. Thorax connecting. It goes inward. Following the line as he stretches out. We connect this arm here. There we go. Any more no comics? No. Everyone left. That's okay. Animation takes a long time to do. I'm doing this live. Animating live, ladies and gentlemen. Isn't that an absolute treat? It's a lengthy treat. And now the hard part. The part that I constantly dread. Let's get a little space in here for it. Is drawing the hand. Oh, dear Lord, the hand. Now, his hand is coming off his knee. It's coming off his knee. It was resting in the previous frame. Now it's going to be coming off. So it's off to the side. So let me get a look at my hand from that exact same angle here. It's going to be a little further away from the camera. So draw the basic structure here. There we are. Comes off. And the arm is vanishing away from and into the elbow. Perspective-wise, like so, and coming back in there. So we need the muscle structure of the thumb right there, and it's going to be relaxed more or less. There we are. It's a big thumb. There we are. So the hand is going to be like so. There we are. Very, very rough animation. This is not about refining, as I said. We're having fun, remember? We need to have fun. It's important to have fun. If you don't have fun while you're doing something, well, you shouldn't be doing it. There we go. There we are, and let's see how well this gels with the previous frame. Turn off the onion skin. Oh, not too bad. Not too bad for a gist. As you can see, I'm following squash and stretch. Like still compressed. He's pushing his legs up, and now it's less compressed. This leg is coming back from where it was when he was sitting. There we go. And the onion skin's out of the way. You can see what I'm doing in the sketching area. There we go. Anyone still there? No. This is what I do when I'm not playing video games. I'm practicing my digital art. There we are. Use the arrow keys to move quickly back and forth from frame to frame. There we go. And where to go? Oops. Right there. That's where it went. Same length of the arm here. So, to mark where the hand is going to be. He's still going to be balling up his hand like that. Maybe he has a little sand left over in that hand, just a tiny, tiny amount. Like so. So he's pulling his hand all the way back, like so. So there we are. Arm gets broader at the top. There we go, because of perspective. Meaning that the arm is further back from the point of view. So there we go. His hand is back. That perspective on the hand, like so. So I always reference my own hands because I got no one else's hands to reference. You got no other references, man. There we go. Anyone there? Coughs. Empty chap. Yes. Cough. Oh. You hear this great big echo. Echo. Like in this big empty chamber, like we did in this previous area. Big empty chamber made of sand everywhere. The sands of time. All these egg-shaped openings right here, and inside you see deeper and deeper and further. Seeing more chambers and more antechambers, just leading on forever. Everyone who's ever died has come through here, is the idea. There we go. Draw his crotch. Every man's got to have a crotch. Man, otherwise, well, that's not true. There we go. That's in it. That's just an exaggeration for humor. Here we go. Get some more folds in there for his knee. There we are. This is not a human character, so we don't want to make it too realistic. It's supposed to be sort of drawn out, and this is a elbow cape, as they call it. Some of you would have seen in the fancy Renfrew times of Shakespearean. There we are. Always check the chat every once in a while when I'm doing this. There we go. So now he's standing up. He's going to be standing up fully, which means he's going to be about, I'm using my imagination here, it's going to be about this much higher. He's going to be coming forward a little bit because he's stabilizing. It's right here. Right here. No, that's too high. That's too high. What am I doing? Here we go. Right about here. There we go. That is where the pelvis is going to be. There we are. Just establish that. It was that much further away. Down here over. I'm kind of making his pelvis a little too small, and using that as a reference is a bad idea. There we go. His knee will have come backwards on an arc like this. From your perspective, like this. We'll come back from like this, and we'll be locking into around it there. So there we are. The exact position, I think, here. Little smaller, because like I said, it went back a bit. There we go. Make sure we draw our lines in here so we don't forget. And his foot's in the same place still. So we have to have the knee go back the same area. Draw his gluteus right there. Draw the gluteus. Draw the gluteus. Little shorter, little slimmer than we drew it before. There we go. Any comments? Nope. Okay. Just making sure. And so his knee actually came around a bit. It changed its perspective. Instead of being off to the side to the camera, it's now facing the camera direct on. And I say camera, well, it's not really a camera. But it is easier to think of this when you think of it as there being a camera. His leg straightens out a bit and up. There we go. This knee is going to be up higher now because his leg is straightened out, as I just said. There we go. Same sort of arrangement, same sort of shape right here. Mid-crotch section. There we are. This is what we call Omega class sketching right here. Meaning that eventually we'll have no idea what we drew. Which is why we do things in separate colors on separate layers. That's very important. There we are. That is not exactly correct. Anatomically speaking. Anatomically speaking, this is not correct. See how it gels with the previous frame here. Not too bad. If you have any opinions, feel free to include them. His hand's about yay far down. Elbow would be about here now. He's at the bottom of the rib cage. This is the bottom of the rib cage. There we are, and he's bringing his hand back up a bit because he's going to be having a little bit of sand in his hand. He's going to be like dashing it down. There we go. So put the hand up. The hand's going to be about yay much. Translate that to here. It's going to be about here. There we are, using my fingers as sort of protractors there. Like so, if you could see that. Like that. Make a little C shape with your hands. Make yourself a homemade protractor. Check the chat. There we go. Now how's he going to be holding his hand? Like this. Like this. So there we are. Draw out the structure here. So come back in here. The thumb's going to be up here, around like so. Not expert level exactly. But if when we're at the storyboard phase like this, and we spend a billion years trying to get everything just so with good drawings, we will be here for a billion years, which is not good. We have to get shit done. We have to get his sketches in, otherwise we can't build off of them. Hand should be a bit larger, I just realized. We'll fix that in a second. How do we fix the scale of something really here? Just surround it with the selection tool. Go to the size change tool. And in Krita, you hit shift. It keeps the resolution. So yeah, a little bit larger the hand should be. Move its position here. Get closer in when that happens. There we go. Change it. Line up the lines just a little bit. And there we go. Awesome. And his hand's a little larger because it just came closer to the camera. There we go. Your proportions are off, Anime Freak. I am fully aware of that, and it's driving me insane. But if I focus on that, I will not be able to focus on anything else. There we are. His hand right here. His position. He's bringing this hand back again. So maybe keeping it a little flat out, like so. Make a box shape. Make our thumb structure, because this hand like this, so you see a thumb from that point of view. So down, no bent fingers on this particular frame. So we draw the fingers straight out and then build fingertips off of there like so. Slightly inconsistent hands here. By slight, I mean majorly inconsistent hands. But like I say, we're just trying to get a feel for what this short film is going to look like. Hopefully I can rope some people in to help me with it when the entire thing has some structure to show other people so they can make the decision as to whether or not they want to help. There we go. So let's see here. See, all the way back. See, it starts right here, the hand right here. This hand right here, the only hand visible in this frame, really close to the camera, and the keyboard cut out. There we go. Back a little further as he's pressing down his knee to get up, and then he uses his knee to get all the way up, using his hand, sort of coming a little closer to the camera now, and then it pulls back, and then he stands up. So there we have that. Check the chat right there. Have the, don't forget our cape. We don't want to forget little details like that. Our little elbow cape there. Our fancy Renfear cape. Draw the edges of it because it drapes over the elbow like that. These types of cape. Sort of like the open part of a monk's robe. There we go. Did we draw it very well in this one? Just not very detailed. Make sure we don't lose track of that. And on this one, not so visible, but we can draw in the reference lines for it anyway. There we are. Okay. Next frame, he's going to be throwing the sand down. So that means he's going to be doing this action. He has his hand up, and then he does this, like this. Just sort of flicks his arm out. The elbow goes up first. Then it's brought down. The hand travels up, following behind it. And when the elbow is already all the way down, the hand is up all the way. And then the elbow is brought up again, and the hand is free to come down and release. And that gives this flick effect. See what I mean? There we go. That is sort of what we're trying to do here. So here we have the elbow being up and the hand is up. So now we just flex the elbow out, which should give us ample space to do that. So we this is easier. And just draw this again. But a little different because the rest of his body is going to be reacting to this motion. So a little further in, a little further out on this side, because he's sort of like stretching out. Yes, stretching out. So this side is going to be a tiny bit compressed, a tiny bit elongated. He's not going to lose his footing over this because it's a very small action. It is going to be moving though, so I'm doing this to get a sense of how it's going to move here. Hold on. Doing the snake's wobble head right here. That way I can feel how the leg is going to move. Going this way, the leg is going to be adjusting itself thusly. Coming in a bit more off the same points like the so. Same foot position, slight benditure. There we go. Really have to logic line that. There we go. And that means is just keeping track of where your lines are and the separation between the two. There we are. And this hand is going to come forward just slightly, ever so slightly, like so. Which means this elbow is going to be even more slightly towards the other hand, because that's his body reacting. Coming back just a little bit as his hand, the elbow is going to be about here, a little higher up. It's going to be following an arc, like so. There we go. To the same location up there. So the hand is going to be like right here, coming back a bit because it's following that motion. So now how's the hand going to position itself? His hand's going to be twisting. So now you're going to see the top of the hand. So draw that in. Some dimensionality right there. Draw the thumb in. Don't have to be too fancy. We're not trying to get the details of the hand movement. We're trying to get the details of the arms movement. We can always go back and add all the details later. Getting all the movement right is what we need right now. And like before, just slightly out from the sources of these lines like so. There we are. Are. Seeing the top of the hand, so you're seeing the structure of the forearm from this perspective. So it's going to have this sort of, let's say, bat shape. There we go. And this hand, do you think it would move in or out? Let's think. Let's do the action. Arm loose at the side. Yeah, my arm's moving in. So you're going to see less of the thumb. Draw in the box for the hand. And what the heck? Let's just do it this way. Not exactly perfect. If Art Babbitt were alive, I wouldn't be. There we go. Because he would have killed me for calling this animation. I believe I've used that joke before. There we go. Fingers a little short, that's alright. Remember, this is quick animation, not slow, methodical animation. If you try and do this sort of shit in animation studio, they would kick your ass. Maybe not out. Depends on how desperate they are. Sort of twist. So you're seeing the hand that side on. You see how it's a complete line right now? It only comes out when you see it side on like that. Here we go. And I have very pronounced little wrist bones right here, but I'm not going to do that for him. I'm going to make it straight. There we go, like it is for most people. There we go. Draw our little shoulder cape. Never forget our little shoulder cape right here. There we go. The cape doesn't have to move. There we go. Now the flick. The elbow coming down. Let's see here. Let's draw our main body line right here. Let's see another frame behind so we have a better reference. So where the lines are darkest now, we have two overlapping onion skins. And where the lines are darkest is where we have commonality between the frames, meaning what they share, where the lines intersect and so forth. That is immensely helpful because now you know where the in-between sections are. There we go. Slowly but surely, Anime Freak tries to articulate something that he doesn't really know how to articulate. There we go. That explains my life. Here we are. Down here. Here we are. Up and around. Down. Through here, drawing the pelvis in. We're not going to be having the same location. See, he's gone back a bit. The arms come forward. So let's see here. He's going to be coming out a bit. He's going to be bowing out this way. Which means he is now... His knee is going to be coming a little further out like so. Because basically his body's going to be doing this direction now. Before, he was going out like this, and now the arm is going to be coming, the elbow is going to be coming down again. How extreme? Past the first frame? Yes, just slightly past that first frame right there, which means the body is going to have to come out drastically. Drastically on this scale, that is. Not extreme drastically. There we go. Follow the proportions. Try and keep the same volume here. There we go. This elbow is going to stay relatively the same because it's swaying in space. It's not exactly moving with the body. It's reacting to the body, not moving with it. There we go. There we are. So this is going to be a little straighter. A little further back right there because the leg is straightening out like so, like so. Did I get that right? Very, very slightly. Oh, duh. It's an example of Anime Freak forgetting something. There we go. I had the wrong perspective on the connection of the pelvis. There we go. Now it looks legeller. Sort of doing a hip rock right there. Oh, Waikiki, on a man. Sorry, I was entertaining myself right there. So now the hand is going to be up by the same amount, past the previous frame, like so. There we are. Because he had a hand sideways, came forward a bit, and now the elbow comes up, and now the hand is going to be, you're going to see this side on. Just a slight. Because now his hand was sideways, and now he's doing this. His hand is going to be thrusting straight down at the ground. So yeah, you're going to be seeing it like this. So there we go. Like so. Fighting the impulse to go 100% anatomically correct here, because this is not an anatomically correct character. He is the shadow of death. There we are. It's a little too small. We can fix that with our scaling trick from before. Yeah, drew that too fast. There we go. Very sensitive. There we go. Scaling, shift, hold, enlarge. There we go, about right there for the position. Release. Draw our line through there. Complete the bowling pin-like shape of the arm. This is not all the way up yet. Let's see what it looks like all together real fast. Set end time for the program to run. Let's save, because we haven't done that in a bit. So yeah, contemplating, sand running out of his hands, tilts the hand upward, boy comes in, contemplates, gets up. Look at that again. Here we can just click on this and set the end time right here. Just see that one segment. Set the start time, not the end time. There we go. All right. Here we go. And this is all playing at even speed, so it's not really representing what it's going to look like. There we go. Once this is all finished, it's going to be like just a few frames, like today. Like so. There we go. And that's what in-betweens are for. Improving timing and increasing fluidity. So, create the arm right now while I'm still thinking about it. And so create that in-between space right here. Draw the hand in between. You see, that looks absolutely terrible. That's why we need the structure. I'm rushing this. I'm rushing this. Using my brain here. It's a risky maneuver, but might pay off. Anime Freak's about to use his brain, people. Oh! There we go. Hands coming back a bit and further away from the camera just a bit so it gets smaller. Hands coming out a little bit. Finger, sorry. Here we go. Now he's going to be throwing down the sand. Hands going to be way, way, way up. Following the same arc. Get the rest of the body in there. See, elbows coming down even further. Following this arc, right about here. Maybe his shoulders coming down just a little bit, like that. Make his body react to that movement. Have the chest come down a bit. Have this come up. Have this, actually have this whole arm come up just a tad in response. Try and get it the same length here. Check the comments. The hips don't lie, Sonic MLP fan. Message retracted. What are you hiding? What are you hiding? Where are the other drugs going? There we are. See here? Stretch it out. Stretch it out both ways. Yeah. There we go. There we are. Draw that like so. So this is going to be a bit more compressed. And when this line compresses, it's going to be like this. There we go. Black it in. There we go. No, I did that wrong. There we are. Hold on. There we go. There we go. Volume control, Anime Freak. Volume control. You just finished a chapter about it in your book. There we go. Same length of line. Different movement. Well, that's not universal. I mean, you can have changing length of line. Especially necessary if he is moving a certain way. I can't think of an example at the moment. If you can, though, feel free to comment. And part Porky Pig up here, if you're wondering why I stutter. There we go. Our hand is going to be all the way up here. It's really going to jump up. It's going to thip up really hard. There we go. Now you're going to see this hand be at this angle, like from your perspective, like that. There we go. So like that. Let's get another look. Got it? More or less. Think. From this point of view, the hand will always be wider at the top than at the bottom. There we go. Fingers. First. Oh. There we are. I so need to take life drawing. Now, thumb is going to be over here. Doing thumbage. Thumb's going to be over here doing some thumbage here. Like so. That's just vague enough to give us an idea of what it is and where it is. There we go. Of course, it comes back down like so. Connected. Yeah, it's bad connection right there. That is the drawing equivalent of error 404. No. Apply it. The shoulder is coming down a bit. There we go. Just the vaguest idea. See how that arm lifting up really sells it? May not sell it to everybody, but it's convincing enough for the time being, I'd say. So here we go. The legs barely react. What happened? Oh, I had the wrong frame selected. There we go. That happens sometimes. You select the wrong frame. You select the wrong flame, you mad fool, you. There we go. Barely reacting, barely reacting. Now that we're getting our eye in a little bit better, you don't have to press so down hard on our pen. Here we go. The hand should be coming back out now. Very, very, very gently with these fingertips here. Fingertips are a pain for me to draw. It's not the hand structure itself. The hand structure itself, this overall shape, is relatively easy for me to get right. It's this part. The fingers, that's what kills me. This exact shape along the finger, I just look at that and I go, why is that particularly so hard for me? You see, on my finger, it's very weird. My finger curves over to one side. Does your finger do that as well? I'm not sure if it's just me. It's on both hands it does that. That's why it's kind of infuriating when you draw someone else's hands. You use your own as a reference and it doesn't quite gel. This ring finger is going behind the model there. I'm elongating the finger. Sorry, I got talking. There we go. And I forgot to foreshorten to match what we did with the rest of the hand. There we go. In case you're wondering where that judder comes from when you see student films at art, there's your answer. Mismatch proportions. More or less, that's what it is. No. So, let's not forget our cape. And the cape is actually reacting to this, so it's going to be changing shape inward a little bit, as the energy is sort of whiplashing it, like so. Same on this cape. Well, it's all the same cape. No. Next frame here. There we go. Save that. Oh. Sonic MLP, and it looks like it hits the hardest. It looks like he's hit the hardest whip of his life. Me looks like a hand for reference. Also me confused screaming. Why confused screaming? Oh, looks a hand for reference. So you look at your hand to reference what I'm talking about. It looks like he's hit the hardest whip of his life. Ah. He's sort of throwing down sand in frustration here. So here we get some fun here. There we go. So now, as it comes down, he's sort of jutting his other shoulder around just a little bit. So that means this is going to come down. And what comes down must also go up on the other side. And this is going to go around and up by the same amount this hand here. There we go. Sort of stabilizing his own hip. I'm a lot better at visualizing things than I am at articulating things. This character does not exactly stand straight up. Sort of a wonky stand. So this line is really important right here. Oops, did the same thing before. Wrong frame. There. There we go. And believe it or not, the elbow is going to come a little further forward. That's why his hand is doing that, like that. There we go. So I was confirming that in the 3D model in my head, for lack of a better term for it. So here we go. This arm comes down. There's a delay on the hand. Comes back even further. Here's where the fun begins, because we get to do a smear frame. We're allowed to get really vague with these, mostly. Here we go. a smear frame should ideally not do that. Here. There we are. Should ideally be outside, should be higher up than where it's coming from. If you have it start from the exact same position, it's going to have that stop-start kind of effect. It has to be a little bit higher. It has to be a little bit further away than where it starts, if you get what I mean. And this is going to go straight from this to a straight down. I'll show you what I mean in a second. I'm getting a little fast and loose with this. Hold on. There we go. So now we're just going to jump ahead to this frame. So this elbow is going to come back a bit, like so. And now the hand's going to be all the way down here again. It's going to be following, it's going to be a smear frame like this. Draw the vague shape of the hand right there. So that way we still feel the separation. And outside of the exaggeration, we're going to go back to anatomical. And we add details down here. Remembering our frame from before, seeing the top of his hand. There we are. Come on. There we go. There we are. His chest is going to come back again. Like so. And there's no cleanup here. There's no cleanup going on right now. There we are. And this hand's going to be actually coming out a little bit over the top, like so, and like here. There we are. This knee, why don't we have this knee come out a bit? Like he's preparing to take a step forward. And like so, he's shifting his weight just a bit. Just come back a bit here, then connect. Very small moves. Leg comes out a bit and in a bit here. There we are. Increase that to 37. For the fun of it, let's just turn it up to 6 frames per second now. See how that is? It's not perfect, but it is coming together more. It needs a lot of in-betweens to really flesh that out. There we go. Draw that in. Let's not forget our cape. And how's the cape going to behave? Cape was pulled up and now it's compressing down. So it's going to be wider at the top and shorter at the bottom, like so. Go back in and draw that. Here it was being pulled out, so it's going to have a little blowback. There we go. Pulled out. Pull back in. Pull out. Pull back in. Next frame. being pulled out again. It's like so. There we go. Save before we hit the play button. See, it's got this kind of continuous ripple going on. Like it's really light fabric. There we go. Draw in the other hands that we skipped. Let's have him start to make a fist with this hand. Just very, very slightly start that. So like so. Come out here. This knuckle bends in. Likewise. Hand coming in. The thumb, sorry. This structure here. If you're looking for anatomical names, I can't give them to you. I'm not that smart. There we go. Confirming this in my head here. And this is being pulled. I want it to come out like so. There we are. And he has a full fist here. That sort of the wrap effect there comes down inside, overcrossing knuckle lines. There we are. Logic those lines together. Go. Almost an hour in, and what have we done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 7 frames. Is the animation a slow process or what? Go. Here's something we can work on. Should be interesting. The hand in between for these two hands. Let me see here. Let me go put that in right there. Off, turn that frame off. There we go. Now we have our 2 frames. Actually, to make this more clear for us, let's turn off the background as well. Now let's think about this. He's doing it slowly, which means we want this to be the dead center in between these 2 hands right here. His hand is straight out. He's bringing it up a little bit, like that, like that. There we go. So like so. Bring it up. There we go. I think I got it. Going in. get this structure here. Index finger is coming up a bit more. The ring finger, sorry, the middle finger is going to be about here. There we go. Anatomically correct, like this. Fingers are coming together a bit on this hand. There we go. Get the arm in on this action here. There we go. Hand is turning that shape there. This. Broaden that out. Get a sense of the separation of the muscles in the hand right there. There we are. Okay, let's turn everything back on. And now let's hit the 0 part. Start at frame 1. There we go. Playing at 6 frames a second. Well, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Now let me look directly at the thing we just did. Start time, right about here. End time. Save. Anybody there? Now, start. Here. On this frame, we need some more structure under the fingers to give the impression of the I forget what we call these knuckle connections. The underknuckles. We'll call them the underknuckles for the time being because I forgot the medically accurate term. I never went to medical school. Really, anime freak? I didn't go to medical school either. What a coincidence. Guys, he didn't go to medical school. I didn't go to medical school either. Can we go to medical school together? I don't know. How much does it cost? Well, fuck no. Yeah. Anybody there? No. There we go. Okay. I'm only giving this a 1 hour time limit today. Because no one ever seems to want to watch these more than an hour. There we go. But I do these so that people can get a sense of how long this actually takes. Set start time there. Here we go. Oh, there's something wrong with the arm. I think it's just a sketching thing, where the lines aren't as thick from before. And this is just straight on animation. This is not pose to pose or in between animation. There we go. So it is way less controlled. There we are. We just crossed the 1 hour line. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was a preview of my short film that is coming up soon. I hope you all enjoyed it. It should be done, hopefully sometime soon in the future. In the future! Chur. Join us tomorrow night for more Minecraft. Because I think the Twitter poll was a failure. Tried to do it on a weekend. Who pays attention to Twitter on a weekend? They got real shit to do. Like life. And so forth. Y'all have a nice night, ladies and gentlemen. If you like what you saw, hit that subscribe button to let me know about it. No, hang on. I can do this. It's late at night. Hold on, I can do that. I can do my outro that I've done almost 900 times before. Thanks so much for joining me, ladies and gentlemen. If you like what you saw, hit that subscribe button to make sure to let me know. Damn it! I was watching Markiplier earlier, and it fucked me up. Damn it. Thanks so much for joining me, ladies and gentlemen. If you like what you saw, hit the like button to let me know about it. And if you really like what you saw, hit the subscribe button to make sure you don't miss a thing. And join us tomorrow night when we re-enter the world of Minecraft and go on our journey to the other side. The Nether. I'm talking about the Nether. We're going to go into the Nether. Y'all have a nice night.